From new sandwiches and snacks to sustainable initiatives, McDonald's is pulling out all the stops in 2025. Getting more for your money at the McDonald's counter is a smashing way to get the new year started. Inspired by the spirited response to the company's introduction of the $5 value meal last summer, the head honchos have opted to continue with the bargain bag and expand the concept to include new McValue menus filled with eats and treats that are poised to compete.
I would consider the $5 menu sort of chapter one of a multi-chapter value playbook that we're going to be writing.
But the bargains aren't.
That makes sense. Obviously, McDonald's, I think, was highlighted previously in the year, or last year now, how their prices were outpacing inflation, how they were starting to see some issues with retention for customers. And so this value menu option came into play when customers stopped buying from McDonald's due to their prices being so out of whack. So I think it makes sense that for 2025, they're going to be investing more into value options to get customers back and maintain customer trust and hopefully get people back in the door to keep spending.
Without a tricky twist that might keep your money from going as far as you'd like. Rather than being a simple value menu, Ronald's Place is introducing Buy One, Add One, where customers can toss an extra item in the bag for just $1 more after purchasing a regular priced item from the menu. For the breakfast version, this includes 4 popular McDonald's menu items: hash browns, the sausage burrito, the sausage McMuffin, and the sausage biscuit. On the lunch and dinner version, you can pick up 6-piece McNuggets, a double cheeseburger, small fries, and the McChicken sandwich. There will also be in-app discounts and local deals that diners should be on the lookout for. Fast food fans in the U.S. may have caught wind of a McDonald's mega sandwich called the Big Arch Burger rolling off assembly lines in 2024. Launched as a test item in 3 international markets, this supersized stack-up consists of 2 quarter-pound patties with all the fixings and a new special sauce. Providing a ginormous item like the Big Arch was a direct reply to customers' outcry for larger portions to feed super-sized appetites. McDonald's heard the message loud and clear and stepped up to provide its audience an extra-large serving of its favorite feast-worthy fare. Seeing as the response to McDonald's animal-free McPlant burgers was not as encouraging as the company had hoped, it seems the Golden Arches has turned tail and opted to offer even more animal protein instead. Word on the street is the Big Arch will show up on U.S. menus before 2025 is over, though an exact date isn't known. There's never been any question regarding McDonald's aim to spread their Golden Arches as far around the world as they can manage. In the coming years, expansion plans will include a glut of new locations. The company aims to operate 50,000 restaurants by 2027, which...
This also makes sense. If you've been to other countries, as they're kind of highlighting here, McDonald's is definitely an interesting option that exists. They also have a lot more specialty items, and sometimes the experience at a McDonald's can be different from what it is here in America. And so most people in America think of it as like a very low-end option. In some places, it can be considered a little bit more upscale because like it's foreign and like it's an American thing. And so sometimes they could actually put more effort into them being higher quality options and higher quality food. And so it could be perceived more as a luxury there. So this makes sense. McDonald's, obviously, they exist pretty prevalently throughout the US. So one of their best options for expansion will be worldwide.
Means a steady rollout of around 10,000 new locations between then and 2024. How many of those are planned to be US-based? A press release from late 2023 puts the number at 900, while the Associated Press reports 1,900 company-owned locations will pop up in the UK, Canada, Australia, and Germany. The remaining 7,000 or so will be global franchises, with more than half located in China. It's the fastest period of growth in the company's history. In one of the most notable brand team-ups in the fast food sphere, McDonald's introduced Krispy Kreme donuts in the second half of 2024. The partnership forged a connection between the 2 major fast food names and also solved the issue of the relatively limited reach of Krispy Kreme's modest 357 outlets. With the aim for all McDonald's locations in the U.S. to be serving glazed rings by the end of 2026.
That is interesting. I actually didn't realize that those 2 companies had been partnering together. I think this company is a lot more prevalent on the West Coast, where I believe that is where they got started. And so as you make your way east, I think they become less and less prevalent. So that does make a lot of sense. Obviously, McDonald's, I think, was also started in the West Coast, but it's been such a core aspect of fast food and how it evolved over time in America that they're basically throughout the US pretty prevalently, to my understanding. So it's interesting that they're using a partnering company who obviously doesn't sell donuts to expand their reach. Definitely interested to learn more about that partnership.
There will be pastries aplenty in locations throughout 2025. There's no question that a sweet treat at the end of a hearty McMeal is a tempting prospect, and the quality and familiarity of Krispy Kreme makes the potential for add-on sales something of a no-brainer.
McDonald's says customers won't have to worry about the 11 a.m. breakfast cutoff anymore because donuts sell all day long.
And since Krispy Kreme's product line doesn't compete directly with McDonald's ice cream-based desserts, incorporating a goodie with built-in pedigree into the menu of a fast food colossus could be a big win for both companies. In other words, consumers can expect sweet synergy to ensue as soon as more outlets start peddling these pastries. The notion that McDonald's soft-serve machines never work is an urban folk legend decades in the making, and there's no telling how many sales the company has lost as a result. However, 2025 may give the tale a happy ending no one saw coming. Moving forward, there should be far fewer issues with broken soft-serve machines thanks to a new regulation that allows stores to facilitate their own fixes. The reason this was an issue in the first place was a copyright law called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which forbade McDonald's locations from tinkering with the dispensers on their own due to proprietary code that makes the machines run. Thanks to
Oh, that's interesting. It's actually one of the main issues with these soft serve machines is the fact that actually the locations that you're at are not allowed to fix them. So if they get broken, they just kind of stay broken until presumably the central McDonald's location sends somebody out who's approved to actually fix them at that point, which obviously they could be sending somebody across the US or in order to solve these problems. So that does explain it a bit, but that's definitely a very curious scenario. I know I've heard all types of debates online of why this is happening for some inside scheme as to why they're not letting this happen, or even some people theorizing it's sort of like the McRib where the prices and stars need to align in order for it to come onto the menu. So it's curious to understand that that might be a big factor into why these things have been broken for so long.
a court ruling in McDonald's favor, a newly implemented regulation that started in 2024 will allow vendors outside of the company that manufactures the machines to fix, quote, retail-level commercial food preparation equipment. This means restaurants are finally allowed to call a repair person whenever the machine breaks. Maybe now you can count on getting your McFlurry when you want it, and not just when the soft-serve machine gods are feeling merciful.
Only question is, would fries be the perfect spoon?
For several years, McDonald's has been publicizing its ongoing introduction of more sustainable materials into its Happy Meal toys. With so much plastic being pushed through the pipeline with these collectible playthings, the new direction would be a tremendous shift toward a smaller carbon footprint. A plan announced in 2021 revealed the company's aim to reduce the use of new petroleum-based plastics by 90% compared to its 2018 use. With 2025 projected as the finish line, the transformation of the toy production process into a more environmentally responsible endeavor worldwide seems to be on schedule. While we don't know what the new toys will be made of, company notifications mention that they will contain, quote, renewable, recycled, and certified materials. It also pointed out that markets in France, the UK, and Ireland had reduced the use of virgin plastics by 30% by 2021 with this modern reimagining of how to make McPlaythings more planet-friendly. Additionally, an effort to repurpose older Happy Meal toys in Japan has turned the abandoned plastics into new trays for use in restaurants to further limit plastic use. Completion of the enterprise in 2025 should be a feather in the cap for the chain's commitment to its sustainability goals. Seemingly endless pieces of plastic and paper waste are part and parcel of every McDonald's dining experience. But the company has kept its eye on the prize in their efforts to find renewable resources for its packaging and utensils. In 2025, there will be a corporate effort to introduce these more responsible materials to the McDonald's experience. As McDonald's announced on their corporate website, Hong Kong locations have replaced plastic utensils with wood, and plastic straws have been transformed into stylish trays in Canada. Additionally, plastic McFlurry lids are being phased out in favor of a more environmentally friendly 4-flap cup. A graphic on the company website notes proudly that 99.6% of its fiber-based packaging is created from either recycled materials or certified sources. By the end of 2025, the McDonald's pledge is to make that number 100%. As a partner project, there are also plans in the works to introduce recycling programs in all restaurants, closing the circle on a troubling aspect of the convenience-friendly fast food model. Even fast food fashion needs a refresh every once in a while, and 2025 is set to be the year that UK McDonald's workers get their threads upgraded.
A makeover?
Though comfort and functionality are part of the reasons for the shift, the change also extends from the company's quest for sustainability. After all, the longer uniform pieces last, the less waste they'll cause. Rather than doing a complete overhaul every few years, McDonald's intends to bring about pieces for uniforms that can be augmented when necessary. That way, entire uniforms won't be tossed in favor of new designs. And speaking of sustainability, the McD strategy for these new duds is to use clothing that is both made from recycled materials and can be recycled when no longer useful. In a refreshing admission, the document published by the company detailing the New Year's plans notes that currently none of the uniform garments are made from sustainable materials. So this change could be another huge step forward on the environmental responsibility front. Despite being one of the more celebrated inventions on recent McDonald's menus, not every market has been fortunate enough to pick up the McCrispy yet. Luckily, that will change drastically in 2025, as the McCrispy is being released in markets worldwide. After its successful launch in Germany and Canada and subsequent popularity in America and Australia, it seems McDonald's is trying to cash in on the chicken sandwich for all it's worth. Notably, that strategy will expand beyond just bringing the McCrispy to new places, but also serving it in new ways. Indeed, in July 2024, Prada reports McDonald's began testing chicken McCrispy strips in a short-term rollout. In response, many excited customers took this as a sign that the fan-favorite snack wrap may be making a return with this new and improved chicken sliver tucked into its center. And that might be more than just speculation by optimistic consumers. Plans found on the McDonald's website seem to confirm 2025 might just see the addition of both McCrispy strips and wraps by the end of the year.
That's how you know it's good.
The possibility of an increased McChicken and McCrispy line in 2025 isn't just a response to consumer demand. It's also a savvy mode by McDonald's to trim costs by using a more bottom-line friendly protein source. CEO Chris Kempczinski even admitted to the Business Times that it's easier to come through with new chicken items instead of beef. So the company is taking this tack ahead of what could be a difficult year. With Chick-fil-A growing by leaps and bounds, McDonald's seems to be preparing to assert itself in the chicken sector.
Yeah, this is something we've seen before, and it seems like a number of companies are actually getting in on chicken-based items. It seems to be becoming more and more popular, and more people are getting involved. I think they even highlighted Taco Bell, for instance, being somebody who was going to get involved in chicken variations and maybe like chicken tenders. They were probably going to put them in wraps, was the expectation. But as this becomes a more and more prevalent and popular item, more and more companies are going to hop on that trend and try to take that market share. Because McDonald's definitely doesn't want somebody like Chick-fil-A to become the only chicken shop that exists. And so that way you always go there and you just get in the habit of going to Chick-fil-A instead of McDonald's. They want you to keep coming, even if it's not exactly what you want. Giving more variety and more options will hopefully retain customers. So that makes sense to me.
Beyond the rise of the McCrispy, there are some other poultry picks that could make a return to the menu. For example, the grilled chicken sandwich disappeared from U.S. locations in 2020, and chicken selects have been gone since 2013. Even the grilled chicken Caesar McSalad shaker, the company's cup of greens that turned the early 2000s fast food scene upside down, could stand to make a triumphant return. Additionally, the 2024 test run for the Chicken Big Mac may prove to be the new direction for chicken in the McDonald's world. Of course, the minds at Mickey D's could have a whole slate of new chicken inventions on the drawing board to bring new flavor to the familiar menu too. Whatever 2025 holds, it'll be exciting to see the options the company unwraps.
Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit like or subscribe. I'll see you around.